everybody, it's Jenny J 1911. We are back this week. We have an incredibly exciting show. No, we don't. It's just a regular old Tuesday night. So I am going to tell you all, though, I'm so glad to see you. I've got some old familiar names. I have some people that I only see from time to time on here. It's just great to see everybody joining in tonight. I want to give a little special shout out to my members that I see on here so far. We've got Michael Dunn, Stephen Hall, Reese, and of course the infamous Cowboy Jeff 1911. And then we also have Slicks Six Guns. Not sure that's a name I've seen before, so welcome to the channel, Slick. He says, hello, Slick here. Dennis Hall is here. Great to see you, sir. Affordable Armory is here with his backpack, his lunchbox, his apple, and he says he is ready for school. And Andrew Miller is here tonight. And of course, my husband is off here in the wings, just hanging out and, waiting to see what kind of exciting things we have to talk about tonight. And Critter is here. Critter says, I be here. And Ken is here. Good evening, Ken. All right. So first of all, I just want to give you all a little heads up. Jenny J has a little bit of cold or some sinus crud going on. I don't know. So sometimes, when you have that, you get all like congested and gross. I probably sound a little funny, but also, when I talk too much, which I know that's hard to believe I would ever do that. When I talk too much, sometimes I start coughing. It's not the Rona. Don't worry. I'm good. I really think it's just sinuses. It's this huge weather change. The weather has just been fluctuating like crazy here lately. It'll be in the 80s one day and then in the 50s the next day and then back in the 80s and then back in the 50s. It gets down to 30 overnight and it's just been crazy, crazy. And then on top of that, today it's been raining. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow. By the time we get to the football game this Friday night, I think it's supposed to be 30 degrees. So it's a little crazy. I felt kind of bad. We had Cole's celebration of life on Sunday, and as requested, it was primarily a weenie roast. We had a special thing for family early on, family only, a little service, and then we had a weenie roast for friends and family. And of course, with a weenie roast, there's a nice big bonfire that my amazing husband built. But with bonfires come, of course, lots of smoke. And it seems wherever you're standing around a bonfire, that's where the smoke will gravitate. So every time I would be talking to somebody and I met lots of new, wonderful people, family members and friends. So I got to do a lot of talking, but that also meant that I was coughing a lot because I was so dried out from the smoke and the sinus, whatever crud going on. And yeah, so I'm just warning you all, if I start coughing, I'm not going to hack up a lung tonight. It's just, I'll have to take a drink of water. Although I see Michael Dunn is hinting that I need to drink more vodka in my cup. I'm telling you, Michael Dunn is water. I don't drink vodka. I just don't. If I'm going to have any kind of liquor, it's going to be whiskey. I'll just say that. But whiskey would probably do the trick too. So maybe I need to go get some Jameson, preferably, if anybody wants to send me any. All right. Scott Parker is in the house. Great to see you, Scott. Echo is here. Hey, Echo. We've missed you. I was actually just thinking about you the other day, Echo. And I thought, I should probably have Echo on my show. So I am going to, speaking of Cole, and I'm just going to put this up here real quick, and then we're going to move on to some other subjects. I wanted to say thank you to those of you that were able to donate to my to my fund for Cole for the MDA drive, donor drive. You guys are amazing and awesome. And I felt all the love and support from you guys last week. I really appreciated it. And I think Jim also did too. And, it's just so great to have you guys as our family, our community that is, backing us up and supporting us and praying for us and lifting us up in all of your thoughts. So thank you all very much for that. If anybody wanted to donate to that, I just put the link up on the screen so you can take advantage of that. And I am going to tell you also, and I see AR 1776 in the house. Hello. Good to see you, Mr. AR 1776. I am super excited because tomorrow I get to drive to my daughter's college and pick her up for fall break. I actually did get to see her for the first time this last Saturday since I took her to college, and that was really exciting. She was performing in a marching band expo. It was a high school marching band contest, and her college marching band was the special entertainment, I guess, while they were tabulating the scores, while the judges were tabulating. So we got to see her marching band perform, and then we chased the marching band down after the performance. And I will admit, I got a little mommy choked up because I was seeing my kid for the first time in a couple of months, and it was just nice to see her. And, she is enjoying college so much, and I'm just, happy to see that she's loving it and thriving. She texted me tonight and said she was trying sushi. She hasn't eaten sushi in a few years because she fell out of love with it. Now she's decided she wants to try it again. So she had sushi tonight for the first time, and she said she was really enjoying it. So I think she's living her best college student life right now. DJ Play Nice, great to see you here. Treetop Outdoors is here. I'm glad to see Treetop is here and not sitting in timeout in YouTube timeout, because I feel like that's where he goes a lot. Let's see. Reese, he says it brings back memories of band camp. Yeah, I know. I loved everything about band. I was such a huge band nerd. So, okay. I know that I saw something. Well, I'm not really sure where I'm seeing. Okay. Echo says he's standing in his front yard about 150 yards from the house in a clearing closest to the satellite tower that's 7 miles from my house. That's why I can hear and talk to you guys. Man, Echo, you must be out in the middle of like no man's land or something. So, all right. So anyway, I'm not sure. Did I say hi to Santa Claus yet? Scott Parker is here. Scott is gearing up. I've been following him on Facebook. He is gearing up for his Santa Claus season, and that is so much fun to watch. All right. First thing I want to talk about, serious stuff now. Serious stuff. I wanted to talk about the world's largest gun show. That is the Tulsa Gun Show, and I am so excited. That's coming up soon, and I've never been to it. I've been wanting to go. Treetop Outdoors, thank you so much. Thank you for your donation right there. You are awesome. Make sure you check out Treetop Outdoors channel on YouTube. He does some fun things that I don't do on my channel, and make sure you spread the love and show him some love and support too. So anyway, this Tulsa Gun Show is supposed to be, of course, the world's largest gun show. I'm sure many of you have been there. It is a 2-day event. It's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is 8 to 6 and Sunday is 8 to 4. And I was just reading some little statistics on this today. And I thought, you know what? We've got to I have to highlight that during my show tonight. Um, so it only costs $10 per day to get into this gun show. And, I think we just went to a gun show this last weekend. I want to say, do we pay $12 a person to get in? I think it was like $12 a person. Now, of course, that covers the weekend. You can go back, consecutive days. However, it is not nearly the size or the variety that this gun show is going to be. So, it says something to think about. I just thought this was interesting. It says if all our tables, 2,800 8-foot and 1,300 6-foot tables. Okay, so they have 8-foot tables and 6-foot tables. They have 2,800 8-foot tables and 1,300 6-foot tables. They said if all of their tables were placed end to end, they would stretch 5.7 miles. That's a lot of miles just to walk up and down to see all of the guns. But here is what's even crazier to me. It says if you spend the whole 18 hours we are open to the public and divide that by 4,200 tables, because that's how many tables they have, you will have 15.4 seconds to look at each table. What? 15.4 seconds to look at each table. I can guarantee you I will not get to see every table. I mean, how can you? How can you see every single table? That's huge. And then they say that's a long way to walk. Well, I'm ready for that. And then they say rent a scooter and they give a little link, click for details. So I just thought, that is really, really cool. I mean, that's really big for a gun show, and we're not talking like NRA or SHOT Show. This is not manufacturers with big fancy exhibits. These are people selling guns or, shops selling guns. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And they also this year at this gun show, they have them twice a year in case you didn't know. At this particular one, they are featuring Ruger collections, antique and modern. So yeah, so it's going to be like a Ruger show. So that's pretty cool too. And, we're really partial to the Rugers that we have. We've got our Blackhawk that we super duper love. We were just talking about that this weekend, actually, with some of our family members. It's cool because it's a 357, but it's convertible with a 9mm cylinder. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, I mean, we've got our Ruger Mark, all our different Ruger Mark pistols. We love those. So I'm really, really excited to go to this. And I would love to hear from you guys if you have been to it, because, it's supposed to be the world's largest. Dennis Hall says that is a lot of happiness. Yes, it is. And now you can see why I am excited to go. Reese says Tulsa is just a work day away. Well, see, there you go. Reese, drive up on Friday, spend Saturday, drive home on Sunday. Easy peasy. Scott Parker. Well, now this sounds like an interesting story. He says, I went to the Fort Worth gun show 10 years ago. I came home with the best son-in-law ever. That's not what most people come home with from a gun show, but I mean, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's see. AR-1776 says here with Eastman, it was $10 per day. I used to go 2 days in a row. Yeah, that's what we'll do too. We'll go Saturday and Sunday as far as I know right now. So super exciting. I've already taken off work so that I can Make sure I'm there. That's going to be really, really fun. Let's see. Critter says that he went to an Eastland, Texas gun show 4 years ago, and he came home with a Coonan 357. Not a son-in-law, but a Coonan 357. Speaking of Coonans, I think I'm going to get to shoot a Coonan soon for a video. You all can probably guess where I would be getting one of those from. His name starts with this letter. So, yeah, I'm super excited for that. Cowboy Jeff says that gun show sounds like it's only for marathon runners. Well, I am not a runner, so I guess I'm going to be out of luck. So AR Guns 1776 says, when I go over the tables again sometime, trying to work a deal that way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you never know. I mean, when they see you come back, then you're able to, maybe they'll be like, oh, I remember you. Yes, Dennis Hall. Thank you for bringing this up. Dennis says, you going to post videos on it, please? Yes, that is the plan. Similar to what we did with NRA in May, we'll post videos from the Tulsa Gun Show, and you never know. Like, people, this is a cool place to go, because I know I've seen videos before on it. There are collectors and stuff there, and so it's really neat to see. I know my buddy Clover Tack, he had a video that he posted with a guy who had some, I want to say I don't remember what caliber. Anyway, he had some rounds that had, if you look inside, they had, like, the cases had little pictures of, like, I think Civil War scenes or something inside. So you can get all kinds of collector artifact type things there. And so it was mini balls. That's what it was. Okay. So it's just a really neat place. We're going to have our eyes open for some unique things like that to bring to you guys. So yes, we will. If you cannot make it to the Tulsa Gun Show, we are going to be your eyes and ears on the ground, just like we were in May for NRA. We will bring you some videos, and we have better sound equipment now than we did in May. So I'm excited about that too, because hopefully we will get to have even better interviews and stuff with people, and it'll be even more enjoyable for you guys to watch. Yes, Reese, thank you. November 12th and 13th, just in case. I guess I didn't say that, but yes, it is November 12th and 13th. It is the Wanted Makers Tulsa Arms Show. So if you guys want to look it up, it's there. And you can go hang out with me. You never know. We might run into each other. I'll be easy to spot, I'm sure. Except with a crowd like that, I'm sure it's going to be really, really packed. Like, everybody's going to be there. Okay. So Tom is here. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. Reese might be getting a little dig in at somebody here. He said, the AFT will probably be there with facial recognition software. That's right. Probably. We'll be on the lookout for them. I'm sure we'll be seeing them around somewhere in their suits, and, making their presence not known. Okay. So I also ran across a story today that I thought was kind of funny. I thought I would share it with you for, as the clean version, for poops and giggles. I'm going to pull this up here. Speaking of Houston. So this story was published on Sunday. So October 9th. It is a Fox News story. And it says Houston's second gun buyback program sees record numbers. We believe this is the largest. Some of you might remember I had talked about Houston's first buyback program, and we showed some pictures. You know, it's like you look at the pictures and you can tell they're just crap guns people are turning in. They're giving people gift cards to turn in their guns. And so let me just read some numbers to you here. All right. So it says the city of Houston held its second gun buyback event Saturday morning, and officials believe the turnout made history. Hundreds of cars line up at the city's West Chase Metro Park and Ride to participate in the program, which is part of Mayor Sylvester Turner's One Safe Houston initiative. A few hours after the event was over, the mayor's office announced 1,208 guns were turned in on Saturday in exchange for a gift card, which is about 400 more than the 845 collected during Houston's first buyback in July. Wow. Pat on the back to them. They must feel so successful. It says a $50 gift card was available for a non-functioning firearm. So you can go turn in a piece of crap, like, I don't know, like a rusted out barrel with nothing attached to it for a $50 gift card. $100 for a shotgun or hunting rifle. $150 for a revolver or a semi-automatic handgun, and $200 for a semi-automatic rifle. Wow, they are stopping crime left and right with this initiative of theirs. It says the mayor's office broke down the total numbers of guns collected as follows: 368 revolvers. I can guarantee 367 of them didn't work. 279 semi-automatic handguns. 243 shotguns. Probably also none of them worked. 227 rifles and 91 semi-automatic rifles. Right. We believe this is the largest one-day gun buyback collection, if not the largest in U.S. history, the city of Houston said on Twitter. No, I'm glad they took to Twitter to announce their successes. That's great. So they said that they are looking forward to even more gun buybacks. They said it removes guns off the streets and puts them in good hands. So that's a good thing. Whose hands are they getting put into? That's what I want to know. So the story also goes back and says that it's not an effort to take guns, according to U.S. Representative Al Green. He said it's not an effort to take guns, but it's a way to return stolen guns to rightful owners. Right. So they're taking stolen guns and they're finding the rightful owners of them. Sure. Because people are just going to say, well, gee, I stole this gun, but I can turn it in for a $50 gift card. Woohoo! Yeah. He goes on, this is another quote from Green. We are obviously buying them, but if we find a gun, and this has happened, that was stolen, that gun is returned to the person that had the gun first. You're going to get your gun back. Right. That story, as I read that story earlier, I thought, really? Just really? I don't know. I mean, it's Texas, and we've got a couple of you guys on here that live in Texas. I know Reese is in Texas, Critter's in Texas. I'm sorry for you guys that this is happening in your great state, because it just doesn't even fit the rest of the state, right? I mean, well, I guess let's take a look at Illinois. the things that happen in Chicago, the government that happens in Chicago does not represent the rest of the state of Illinois. I would say for the most part, the rest of the state of Illinois, very, very different, fundamentally different than what happens in Chicago. This is what you're saying. So my husband has a great idea. He just passed me a note and said, I'd like to set up down the street, might find a treasure. So maybe we'll start our own gun buyback program. Maybe we'll find a treasure. Maybe somebody will bring that original Colt single action. I mean, maybe we'd get a second generation Colt brought to us. And, if it's stolen, it's okay. We'll find the rightful owner, but we'll keep it in safe hands until then. So, yeah, that story just cracked me up. The whole time I was reading it, I kept thinking, is this an Onion article? Like, what's happening here? Because it just seems silly. Dennis Hall asks, how good is Mr. J at home craft? Dang, we can make some money for the good stuff. Roland 1911's here. Hey, good to see you. He says, so I can buy an AR for $50, take it there, and they'll give me a $150 gift card. Exactly. Well, here's what I'm wondering. Like, okay, are they getting just pieces of stuff turned into them? Because, if you just take a piece of a gun to them, are you going to get paid for that? Like, I don't know. I guess what's their rule? And does it have to be an entire gun? I don't know. If any of you have been to the gun buyback program, I know none of you have, but if you know anything about it, let us know. Critter says, well, it is Houston. Yeah, exactly. Houston is not really Texas, Slick says. Yeah, just like Chicago is not Illinois. And I just, my husband has a lot of family, most of his family actually in Illinois. And I can tell you, I hear all the time, Chicago is not representative of the rest of them. And I think Houston is the same way. And I feel like, maybe you guys can correct me on this, but is this kind of a newer thing? Like, Houston hasn't always been this way, right? Like, are they more recently becoming like this? Slick says, I'll take all Colts off anyone's hands. So will we. So Slick, we're going to set up our own buyback program, right? It'll be a Colt buyback program. We'll just set up a tent down at the corner at the end of the street. We'll say, hey, just drop your Colts off here, drop them off. The engraved ones will go in this tub. The non-engraved ones will go in this tub. We can put first generation here, second generation, third generation, anything, whatever Colts you want to drop off, that's fine. Let's see. Cowboy Jeff says, I can't find my keys. No luck having me find anyone. Oh, Cowboy Jeff, that, I'm beginning to see a little bit of character here from Cowboy Jeff. He shoots with his eyes closed and he can't find his keys. So Michael Dunn asks, is it like all ghost guns that people are giving back? Yeah. And Reese wants to know, how can you even see a ghost gun? I was going to ask you guys this later, but I guess I'll ask it now. So Halloween is coming up. I want to know, this is just totally off topic, but what do you guys do for Halloween? We are actually planning to not be the neighborhood stodgy McStodgersons this year. We're going to pass out candy. Last year, I think actually we were driving some kids to the airport on Halloween night, so we had an excuse, but this year, I think we're actually participating in the Halloween festivities. We've even decorated our front porch with mums and pumpkins. I know, it's crazy. Usually we haven't put anything out there, so we're really special this year. So what do you guys do? And my kids are too big to go trick or treating anymore. So I don't know. Um, oh, Critter says he goes cow tipping. Critter, I would love to see you go cow tipping. A video or it didn't happen, Critter. I am telling you right now. Slick Six Guns. I'm dressed up every day, so Halloween is every day for me. You know what? That sounds like the time of your life, Slick. I think that is so cool. I wish that I could dress up like that for work every day. Actually, no, I don't. Because where I work, I don't know. Sometimes I get a little messy at work and I would hate to get my special costume messed up. So we have Halloween is Dead. It's all day trick or treating. Yeah. So my husband, actually, we were talking about Halloween last week, and he was appalled at the fact that I never, in all of my life as a child, I never went trick or treating. Not ever once. My parents, we lived out in the country, so my mom would dress me up in my costume, and then when my sister came along, she was 5 years younger than me, so she'd get dressed up in her costume. Mom would load us in the car, drive us the 2 miles to grandma's house, and we would trick or treat at grandma's house. And then sometimes, some years, we'd get even really crazier, and we would drive into town to my Aunt June's house, and we would trick or treat at her house. And so we'd walk up to her door and ring the doorbell. And yep, that was the extent of my trick or treating when I was a kid. So then when my kids were big enough to trick or treat, I took them trick or treating. And, unfortunately, we lived in a subdivision and not in the country. But, I have so many great memories of taking them trick or treating. I've taken them trick or treating in the pouring rain. I've taken them trick or treating in the snow. And it's so much fun to see your kids trick or treat. And I'm so glad that I was able to do that with them because, I think that's a good memory for kids to have. Cowboy Jeff remembers part of my job description. I told him that I work with robots and that I do some robotics stuff in the gun industry, the firearm industry. So he said the robots are not programmed to notice costumes. No, but I can guarantee you, Cowboy Jeff, my coworkers would notice, and they would just probably think Jenny J had really lost her mind. I think they all think that I'm a little teensy bit crazy anyway. I have fun at work. We all have fun at work. I seriously work in the most fun place I've ever imagined working, and with the most fun people. We laugh every single day, but I am sure that if I wore a costume to work, they would all just be like, oh my gosh, she really has lost her mind now. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Michael Dunn is clarifying. He says, no more trick-or-treating in the nighttime. It's only in the daytime now here. Is that for security reasons? Or, that makes me kind of curious, Michael Dunn. Dennis Hall asks, am I giving out ammo for trick-or-treating? Heck no. That's my ammo. This stuff is hard to come by. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. That is one that we loaded. So pretty. Oh my gosh. It's such a pretty little 45, isn't it? Yeah. So, hey, Kent, good to see you. No, we will be giving out candy. In fact, my husband has a friend who gives out, I'm not kidding. This friend of his lives in Illinois. He gives out tater tots at Halloween. He bakes tater tots and he has done this for years and years apparently, and he gives out tater tots at Halloween, and he like the people line up for his tater tots. And I guess it started out as like, I don't remember the story exactly, but it started out as a way to teach his daughter a lesson. Something with like, candy. Like she said he had to have candy or something. And so he said, I could pass out tater tots or something like that. And so he did. He passed out tater tots and now it's become a thing. And every year he passes out tater tots. Kind of crazy. Let's see. Reese is going to give out meme cards to the kitties. Reese, I want a meme card. Are you making can you make a could you make a Jenny J 1911 meme? That would be so much fun. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Dennis Hall wants to know, can you make a video of Mr. J shooting his Ruger #1 in 375? So, we actually have video of me. There's a video of me shooting our Ruger Blackhawk 1 in 3. Oh, are you saying his Ruger #1 in 375? Like he has a Ruger numbered one. He wishes. So, but speaking of Rugers, I do have that video that I made that back at Passaw Park where I was shooting the Ruger, and it shows me lassoing the steel targets and pulling them over. And and then I shot shot our Blackhawk, and I had like the rope over my shoulder, and it kept falling down, but I was wearing a cowboy hat and a flannel. It's hard to miss that video. But anyway, now that you guys have seen my husband in a video, you can put a face with that roping talent. That was him actually in the video roping. And Scott knows this because Scott was a roping buddy of his. But yeah, my husband is actually a national roping champion. And so he did the roping in that video. So you making that comment just made me think about that Ruger video. And that was a really fun video to make. We laughed, and that was kind of I think that was like the first of the silly videos that we made. And now we just have more plans for more silly videos. And, we'll always take suggestions too from you guys if you want to have some Jenny J silly video. Tom is requesting some Jenny J hollow points. That would be fun. Okay, we'd be like, all right, Jenny J is having trick or treat at Jenny J's house, and she is giving away hollow points in 9mm and 45 ACP. And no, YouTube, just so you know, I'm joking. I'm joking. So just don't even try to make something out of nothing. So, oh yeah, it's werewolf season. Carry those silver tips. I know, that is true. And werewolves are among us. You never know. Maybe I'm one. You never know. Kent, very cool. Just loaded some 45 Colt. That is very cool. We would love to load some 45 Colt. In fact, I see the box right now sitting over here that says 45 Colt. There's a 45 Colt dies, but guess what? We don't have a 45 Colt to shoot. So no point in loading 45 Colts. And it's just driving my poor husband crazy because that is what he really, really wants, is a 45 Colt above everything else, I think. Michael Dunn says that he roped Jenny J. Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, back when we lived in Indiana, I don't know if I've told you guys this story. Back when we lived in Indiana, he tried to teach me how to rope. Didn't go so well. So, he was living in a subdivision at the time. And so I would go over to his house and visit him. And he was like, give me 5 minutes. I can teach you to rope. It's really not that hard. So I was like, all right, cool. 5 minutes. I mean, I grew up on a farm. I grew up riding horses. Like I thought I can rope. Sure. Why not? And he gave me the rope, showed me how to do it. And I roped my neck. And he laughed and said, no, let me show you again. I mean, he'd stand behind me and try to move my arm the right way. I'm not even going to pretend that I know anymore. So we're standing out in the front yard of his house in this subdivision, which coincidentally was in the school district where I taught. So I know some of my students had to have seen me out there doing this. He finally just gave up. He was like, no, roping's not your thing. We had multiple lessons. It wasn't like it was even just one day. He was like, well, you're doing okay. Like maybe you need some practice. And then he finally just got to the point where he's like, no, just give up. He's not a big believer in giving up on things, but that one he said, just give up. So I'm not a roper. I don't even play one on TV. Michael Dunn says, I'm having a Halloween party, y'all. Now, okay. That would kind of be fun, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it be fun to have a Halloween party? Oh my gosh, we could, you know what we could do? We could totally have a Halloween party where we'd have big, I don't know, a big garbage bag filled with candy or something hanging down at the end of the range. And we could just shoot the garbage bag and then all the candy could fall out. Now, of course, we'd have to go through the candy and make sure that it, wasn't filled with lead, but well, lead never hurt anybody, right? It's just lead. Dennis Hall, please don't say that. Hopefully he's not seeing that comment that says, just go buy it, Mr. J. He's giving me a thumbs up. Thanks, Dennis. Really appreciate that. Dennis, whose side are you on anyway? I don't know. And Cowboy Jeff says, with Xmas so many times in a year, can't Santa or Jenny J get Jim J a Colt? You guys, whose side are you on? This is not the Jim J channel, okay? This is the Jenny J channel. So if you're gonna be trying to support my husband in this, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna tell him he has to get his own show for that. So Michael Slee, I can get behind this comment. He says roping not as fun as shooting 1911s. Heck no, it's not. It's definitely not as fun. It's not as fun as shooting revolvers. It's not as fun as shooting 1911s. It's really not as fun as shooting anything. I would say I even enjoy shooting blowguns more than roping, because at least a blowgun, I can knock little plastic animals over in tall grasses. So, I do still have those plastic animals, by the way. If you didn't see my safari video of my safari, my time on safari, I do have those animals, my trophies. And we thought about auctioning them off because, Who wouldn't want to have some Jenny J blow darted animals as their own trophies, right? ME is here. Good to see you. Hey, Jenny and hubby, put in for Wyoming elk 38 or 39 elk next year. I have a house in Lovell. Cool. Oh my gosh. That would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. Would you go shoot an elk with me? Yes. Yeah. We're on board with that. That would be so cool. Let's see. I am trying to find when it gets cooler, I'll cast more 200 grain, 452 bullets. That is what Critter says. Critter, is it ever going to get cooler in Texas? Probably not. Dennis says we could all have a soothing holiday with donations. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Rubber bullets. Michael Dunn, good point. We could have rubber bullets instead of filling our candy with lead. Let's see here. Try to get through all my comments here. Bros before dishwashers. Critter. Now, here's what's funny about that, Critter. Joke's on you. We share the dish washing task evenly in this house. So, hey, I heard that. He just snorted. I don't know what that means. He thinks he does so much. Whatever. Cowboy Jeff says, oops, sorry, wrong channel. I'm signing off. No, don't go anywhere. But Jenny J, you just got a new 1911, Dennis says. Well, okay, I did get a new 1911, but I'm also getting rid of the 1911 because I want to get a different gun. So that gun is actually for sale now. If anybody wants to buy a Prodigy, it is for sale at Gateway Gun Club in Bridgeton, Missouri. All you have to do is call Les at Gateway Gun Club, and he can set you up with a Jenny J fired Prodigy in 9mm. I mean, doesn't that sound like something everybody wants? I'd even sign it for you, you know. I actually had made that joke to my husband earlier. A couple weeks ago, I said, I could sign the gun. He said, I would not buy a gun that somebody had written on. Unless it was like somebody from the Civil War and it was a trapdoor or something. Speaking of trapdoors, we went to a gun show this weekend, and we have been looking at trapdoors, 1873, 78 trapdoors, and we found not one, not two, but 3 trap doors, and we were like, oh my gosh, like, not only have we been looking for one, but we found 3 at the same gun show this last weekend. So they were all really beautiful. So I'm wondering, how many of you have trapdoors? They're really neat guns. And these were, like I said, they were all in exquisite condition, I thought. You could see the stamping very clearly on all of them, and they just were really, really, really cool. So we were thinking, would you guys watch a video of Jenny J shooting a trapdoor? I mean, I don't know. I think it would be, very different from anything I've shot before, and just would be really, really cool. ME says that blow dart video was gold. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure. Gold might be a little bit of an overstatement, but I do appreciate that. It was fun. It was just fun. I like being silly. Um, so let's see. Critter says, I'm gonna highlight this one. I have to. Critter says, I had trapdoor underwear once. Oh my gosh. It reminds me of those pajamas, right? Like where you had the little button up rear ends. I remember my cousin had a pair of those, and I don't know. I'm not really sure that anybody really had a lot of success with those kinds of jammies, but yeah. Oh, my husband had 2 pairs of red ones, apparently. I've got to find some pictures of those. Don't tell him, if I ever find pictures of him wearing those, and I'm going to text my mother-in-law as soon as I get off this live. I'm going to ask her to send me those pictures. I'll share them with you guys. That would be really, really funny. Might even post that on my YouTube channel. Okay. So, all right. Let's see. Where are we? I am like, okay. Dennis says, yes, we would love a trapdoor shooting video. Yeah. See, now that encourages my husband. Now he wants to go buy a trapdoor too. So not only does he want a Colt, he wants a trapdoor. Tom says those toilet seats get cold, Jenny. I know. I'm a girl. I always sit down. Roland, I would wear one of those trapdoor underwear, but backwards. Actually, I used to do that to my kids. I would put them in those the footy jammies with the zippers, but I got so tired of my oldest daughter. I would, get up. She'd get up in the morning and she'd be stripped down naked. And I was like, you got to leave your jammies on. And so I cut the feet off of them and then put them on her backwards and zipped them up. So the zipper was up her back. And, yeah, she never got out of her jammies again. I'm such a mean mom, but this was back when she was still wearing a diaper at night. Right. So she was probably, I don't know what, 1.5 and taking her jammies off. And then she'd get up in the morning and there'd be it was messier than I wanted it to be. So yeah, fixed her wagon. I am so mean. Oh, Tom wants to see me with a Civil War beard. Well, all right. So I guess I have to, let's see if I can find this picture on here. See if I can find one easily without spending too much time looking at my phone. So you all know that I used to do American Revolution reenactments. And so I used to wear, dress as a guy. And let's see if I can find one of my pictures here. So I was in a group called River Valley Colonials. So here's a picture, and I am this one at the end. That's me playing the fife. So yeah, that was the group that I was in. And I had so much fun doing that. Unfortunately, I really, really sucked at playing the fife. So I quickly realized that I probably, ought to move on to a different thing that I'd be better at. Dennis wants to know if I would really sign the 1911. Yeah, of course I would if somebody wanted me to. I mean, I've got a nice little silver Sharpie that I, sign hats and whatever anybody wants signed. Okay, within reason. But yes, I would totally sign something, but only upon request. I'm not gonna ever sign something that somebody doesn't want me scribbling on. So so yeah. Reese says that looks like midgets. Well, I'll have to find a better picture. I'm not gonna do it right now. Maybe I'll post it on I'll post it on the YouTube community tab on my channel so you guys can see it. I actually have a picture of both of my girls did it with me. And so Kira, my oldest, was in the infantry, and then there was me. I played the fife, and then Allie, my youngest, played the drums. She played the bass drum. So so we actually have all three of us in uniform in the same picture. So Tom wants to know if that was a revolutionary point in my life. Yeah, something like that. But honestly, like the American Revolution is my thing that I get really excited about. It's the era of history that I'm most interested in. I'm constantly reading about it. Both from a military aspect and from the government aspect, the political aspect, the birth of our country aspect. I just love studying everything about it. Thomas Jefferson is one of my favorite historical figures. Another one of my favorites, actually, and I think this person never gets quite enough press or airtime, is Nathaniel Greene. I think Nathaniel Greene is a very, very interesting guy. And if you guys don't know who that is, make sure you look him up. He was very important to the revolution. And I love studying about all of that stuff. So love reading about George Washington. Really love George Washington's history in the French and Indian War. I think that is really interesting because that was really, I think, what shaped him for his time later during the revolution. So he grew up a lot. I think he made a lot of mistakes during the French and Indian War, and then he grew up a lot and did some really cool things during the revolution. So Brian's Custom Canvas is here. Hey, good to see you. Yes, you'll have to recap to catch up. We've been discussing some very hard-hitting things here, so make sure you don't want to miss it. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I appreciate it. We have not, we've had some things going on in the last couple of weeks, and so unfortunately our video output has dried up, but we will have videos starting back up this weekend. So just so you know, hang tight with us. Don't give up on us. We'll be getting back in the swing of things. Speaking being in the back in the swing of things, we have some upcoming classes coming up this weekend. Saturday, we're going to do a CCW class. Sunday, I'm giving a private lesson. And then next weekend, we're doing a kids class. So super exciting because, we've got all of these education opportunities for different people coming up. CCW, a private, like just a refresher course, and then a kids class. So I'm so excited because, even though I'm not technically or officially a teacher anymore, and I'm not teaching, I'm still getting to teach. And I'm actually getting to teach in a way that, it's something that I'm passionate about. And so I'm super excited because I get to kind of, spread that, that love of something with other people and get them interested and loving it too. So I'm really, really excited. Let's see. Oh man, I think I missed a lot of comments. I have a lot of people. I see it like ticking by really fast now. Cowboy Jeff wants to know if he gets a J Crew discount. What are you buying? Are you buying a 1911? I want to know what you're buying, and then I'll tell you what discount you get. Ew, Critters underwear. Who's buying Critters underwear? I don't. Okay, I don't want to know. Yeah, wrong channel. Dennis, can I get an FFL? Can an FFL get it in my state from there? Yes, Dennis. I don't know what state you're in, Dennis, but I'm assuming yes. And oh yeah, Michael Dunn answered that. The gun shop that you're buying it from will ship it to your FFL and you can pick it up. Yes, that is true. Dennis wants to know, have you tried the SIG 210 target yet? No, I haven't. But if somebody wants to give me one, that would be great. I don't even know anybody with one. I guess I better start asking around and see if anybody around here locally has one. That would be fun to shoot. Cowboy Jeff wants to know if he hits the like button now on and off 37 times. Is this helpful? I don't think so. I'm guessing it's not. I don't know, but I'm guessing it's not. ME says Lewis and Clark is fascinating too. Yes, that is very, very true. And of course, you know, ME, I live in the Lewis and Clark state of Missouri. So we have lots of Lewis and Clark stuff here. If anybody ever wants to see Lewis and Clark stuff, come to Missouri. Hey, Dennis, I read your comment earlier, and 45 ACP does look like candy corn. Huh. It's kind of the same size, right? Not quite as flat, but Michael Dunn says he feels sorry for teachers now. Yeah. Reese makes a great point. He says, you get to teach reality now without worry. Yes, I know. Yes, and amen to that. I don't have to worry anymore that I am going to, you know, say something that is not approved. And I'll just leave it at that. Let's see. ME says, do a Glock versus 1911 video. Back equals back on top. You know what? I actually really like that idea. I really like that idea. I'm going to write that down. I like that. I will do that. I'm going to do that. Good idea, Emmy. And, you know, anybody who pays attention to my channel name, they'll probably be able to assume which one will come out on top of this versus. But, you know, we'll just wait and see. We'll wait and see. Who knows? Maybe I have shot a Glock before. I was like, oh, yay, okay, whatever. I mean, it gets the job done. But a 1911, so sweet. Wait, this side. See, my camera is flipped, so I never know which side. That side right there. Thank you to Michael Dunn. Let's see. Dennis says 1911. Exactly. All right. So I am going to head to bed. 4 a.m. comes awfully early, and it is off to work for me tomorrow. So, and then, you know, I get to make the 2-hour drive to go pick up my kid, but I'm excited for that because I get to see her, and it's going to be nice to spend a couple of days with her. So, and of course, I need to get rest tonight so that we can start getting some new videos out to you guys because you've been so patient and so understanding, and I appreciate you sticking by me. So I hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you for joining us and tuning in and hitting the like button. Go back and recap those videos, watch the Easter egg hunt video. Honestly, I think that's my favorite one. And make sure that if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, that you hit the subscribe button so that you're automatically entered into my 5,000 subscriber drawing for the Dylan RL550C reloading press from yours truly, and Full Circle Reloading in St. Charles, Missouri. And I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Good night, sweet dreams.